Free from heartache and pain. I wanna be free. Taking aspirin a day from the doctor way. I wanna be free from heartache and pain. I wanna be free. Taking aspirin. Hello to all of our local viewers and those watching from around the world. I'm Dr. Wayne, and welcome to the Dr. Wayne Show. Today we have with us Dr. Alicia Ritchie, publisher of Indigo Life magazine and president of Indigo Life Communication. Welcome, Dr. Ritchie. Good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Wayne.
It's a pleasure to have you with us today. I want to offer you a unique opportunity to make history with me in Cordele. And today, Dr. Ritchie here is to interview us about the history that we are in the making of developing here. So, Dr. Ritchie, we have begun with a project about the wall. So she wants to know a little bit about Wayne Pharmaceuticals Wall. Well, Dr. Ritchie.
Yes. First of all, congratulations on this new initiative of which you are embarking and inviting the public to be a participant of. Right now, you have been talking about the construction of a pharmaceutical manufacturing facility right here in Cordele, Georgia. And though it's located here in Cordele, this would be the first of its kind in the nation. And so again, we want to congratulate you, and we're looking forward to what this will mean to our community, what it will mean to the African American community at large, and what this will mean for Wayne Pharmaceutical. And so what you are offering to the public is the opportunity to participate by purchasing a virtual brick. Now, this is not a brick, in a physical brick. Those won't be available until after the construction of the facility. But right now, the public has the opportunity to participate in this historic initiative by purchasing a virtual brick that would be on the website, I'm told, where individuals can publicly declare their support of an African American owned business, namely Wayne Pharmaceuticals, in the construction of the first of its kind in the nation, a pharmaceutical manufacturing facility. I can't say how excited we are that you are bringing this to our community. So while participants will have the opportunity to purchase this brick, what do they get in return?
Well, with the purchase of the brick, there are several benefits. They get their name listed or written on the brick wall, on the virtual wall, which is located on our website, Wayne Pharmaceuticals. You go to the virtual wall menu and select that, and you'll be able to see what it will look like. So an individual will be able to get their name on that wall. And according to the level of purchase, there are 5 levels of purchases that one can engage in. There's the personal level, wherein a purchaser will buy a brick and they will get one line on the brick, and many people will put their names there. The second level, which is the family level, person or individual can purchase. It is $200, and they will get 2 lines. Some people will put their name. Some people put second line business, the name of the business, or a line in memory, whatever a person wants to write there on that second line. The third level is the founder's level, which is $1,000, and that's 3 lines. And then the individual will get their name listed also on the Wayne Pharmaceutical sponsor page. The fourth level would be the executive level, which is a cost of $10,000. Now you're getting more into the business level. 3 lines, title sponsorship on the Dr. Wayne's Health and Wellness Show for sponsors. This also comes with the plaque. Individual or business will get a plaque for their support. The final level is the corporate level. This is $50,000 and above. This is also 3 lines 1 year supply of Dr. Wayne's aspirin, title sponsorship on Dr. Wayne's Health and Wellness Show. And when the facility is constructed, they get a private tour of the facility by Dr. Wayne. So those are the different things that the individuals will get in return for their purchase of the various bricks and for their support of this initiative.
So even if you can't purchase $50,000 brick, or you can't purchase a $20,000 brick, or a $10,000 brick, or even a $1,000, you can still participate by purchasing a $100.
Exactly.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think I read somewhere where at each level, the individual who purchases a brick will get a 1 year supply of Dr. Wayne's aspirin.
Exactly. That's true. At all levels, each individual will receive a 1 year supply of Dr. Wayne's aspirin. And if you'll see here, this is Dr. Wayne's aspirin, which is an 81 milligram aspirin. Very good, easy on the stomach. So that's the aspirin.
Now, we've heard how this will benefit the individual who purchases a brick at whatever level. You've done a wonderful job. Thank you for outlining what those benefits are. How does this initiative benefit the African American community at large?
Well, you know, the African American community has over $1 trillion in spending power, and we spend over $250 billion, $250 billion in healthcare related products, inclusive of prescription and over-the-counter medications such as aspirin. So that's an enormous spending power.
Right.
That's an enormous spending power, and that drives a humongous an economic engine as it relates to businesses. Yet we benefit in a very minuscule way as it relates to the economic returns to our communities in the form of jobs, in the forms of business opportunities. These businesses are generally not near or located in our communities. So as a result, we don't benefit from the jobs. We don't benefit from the vast business opportunities that are related to this, such as you go to these diversity and supplier programs for these programs, and they talk about minorities, but the minorities are everybody but African Americans. Okay, so by developing this company, we get an opportunity to carve out a niche for ourselves, when we are the decision makers, we're the manufacturers, we're or the hires, we're the employers, and we make the decisions, and we make sure that the facilities are in our communities where the African American community can benefit as it relates to our communities, but also the institutions that are important to us, like our educational institutions. You look at our HBCUs.
Okay.
We have over 100 African American HBCUs in the nation. Look at those institutions and look at the gifts, the financial gifts that are given to those institutions annually. And you will find that there's very little monies from the pharmaceutical industry that goes to those institutions. Okay. But those institutions and their students and their families represents hundreds of billions of dollars. But little of that comes back to those institutions. They go to the big institutions, okay, in the forms of tens and hundreds of billions of dollars in donations, research collaborations that fund their research, fund their researchers. So those are the impacts that those pharmaceutical companies make as it relates to our dollars, or and our dollars not coming back to us.
So it really is a big deal to have you as part of that industry, someone who can speak to the African American interests and who will help to ensure that there is representation in the African American community in the way of economic benefactoring.
Exactly, exactly. In other words, if you're not at the table, you understand, you cannot eat from the table. You understand?
Okay.
So we don't eat from the table because we're generally not at the table. So now we're trying to make a place at the table, or make our own table.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I've been hearing that lately. I think I heard that from Tyler Perry talking about what it means to build your own table. And even recently, Beyonce in her commencement speech for the 2020 graduates has been talking about making your own table. And I think that speaks to the economic empowerment that African Americans are taking hold of. And so it's great to see that happening now with you in the pharmaceutical manufacturing industry. So I can't say congratulations enough and express how excited we are to see that happening. So we have talked about how this will benefit the individual. We've talked about how this will benefit the African American community at large. What will these dollars mean for Wayne Pharmaceutical?
Well, the dollars that through this program, the virtual wall, will allow us to generate revenue that will allow us to construct a manufacturing facility. Traditionally, in the pharmaceutical industry, because of the very strict regulations from the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, federal government, as it relates to research and manufacturing development of consumable medicines and products, the cost of developing these types of facilities is generally very prohibitive. They're astronomical. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars for facilities. So that has impeded or hindered people of color from gaining entry into the industry as major players like manufacturers, major research entities. So we have had to look at non-traditional financial means such as this to supplement what we are doing to make this possible ourselves. The virtual wall and engaging as a way of engaging support from the community at large, African American community, and not just the African American community, the Southwest Georgia and the local community of Cordele, Georgia at large, and those supporters that may not look like us, but who support our cause. We've had to look at non-traditional means like this to subsidize our financial means to support the manufacture of this facility. So we like the idea of the virtual wall because it allows people to see their support, to actually support, buy in to, but at the same time, see and show their support.
How does the construction of this facility position you as a manufacturer for other large manufacturing facilities or companies?
Good, very good question. As a company, Wayne Pharmaceuticals, one of the things that we've had to do is because we didn't have the manufacturing, or we don't have the manufacturing infrastructure. This is our product here. What we've had to do is we've had to contract out with a company that does just this. What we're preparing to do is hire our contract manufacturers to manufacture our product. Our goal is to be in a position to do the very same thing. Manufacture our own product, our Dr. Wayne's aspirin in-house, but also develop the capacity to manufacture for some of the larger companies. In fact, that will be most likely where we will glean a large percentage of our manufacturing production is from some of the larger companies. However, we have to have the manufacturing infrastructure to be able to take advantage of those opportunities. And those opportunities will bring jobs. they would bring jobs to here. They would bring added business to us. So that's what we plan to do with the contract manufacturing, is develop our capacity to also partake with other companies. So we're going to take a moment, Dr. Ritchie, for a break, and we'll be back after.
I'm Dr. Matthew Wayne Whitus, known as Dr. Wayne by many of you. I'm the founder of Wayne Pharmaceuticals, as well as the MD Whitus Medical Institute. Both are partners in the ownership of this facility, which is the former Ayers Clark School. It was first constructed in 1956 as the first public school built in this county to provide a public education to people of color. It operated as a segregated institution from 1956 to 1970. It was integrated in 1970 and operated as an integrated institution until its closing in 2014. Additionally, we operate our nonprofit entity, the MD Whitus Medical Institute. That entity brings services to the community that will enhance the community and address some of the economic and health issues that affect the community. In Crisp County, Georgia, which is ranked 152 out of 159 counties in the state of Georgia, this very low ranking is because of the high morbidity and mortality rate here in this county. We have a high incidence of diseases that are associated with heart-related ailments such as hypertension, diabetes, heart attacks, strokes. These statistics lead to high mortality rates, which is a premature death rate. We have moved forward with programs to address some of those issues. We house a 15,000 square foot gym, which was recently renovated, and we've hired staff to work with local citizens here, bring on activities that will make our citizens or enhance their abilities to be more active. Being more active and exercise, that we believe that will bring down some of these bad health statistics. We operate on an 18-acre facility here. We recently acquired 4.89 acres, almost 5 acres from the adjoining church, and we plan to develop this entire facility to someday be able to manufacture our own healthcare products. Our long-term goal is to be able to manufacture on this location with property that we have acquired and that we plan to acquire, to manufacture products like Dr. Wayne's aspirin, over-the-counter healthcare products. We plan to do that right here in Cordele, Crisp County, Georgia, on our facility as we develop this facility. We believe that we're going to make a difference as we develop this facility and bring more jobs, particularly in the manufacturing, marketing, and sales area. We look to the community to look at Wayne Pharmaceuticals and look at Dr. Wayne's brand, to know that when they're buying Dr. Wayne's products, they're buying quality healthcare products, but they're also doing something that is unique, and that is investing in our community. Investing in communities like Cordele, Crisp County, Georgia. We hire local people from here. We hire local people. We put local people to work. And as we are able to sell more products, as we're able to do more business, we plan to do more.
Dr. Wayne's aspirin is a low-dose tablet that promotes heart health while reducing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Heart disease is the leading cause of deaths of Americans. Recent studies have concluded that a daily low-dose aspirin also reduces the risk of colorectal cancer. Taking low-dose aspirin is not safe for everyone. Only take low-dose aspirin if your doctor recommends it. Try Dr. Wayne's aspirin, coming to a store near you soon.
Welcome back to the Dr. Wayne Show, and we will continue with our discussion today with Dr. Ritchie as our guest. Dr. Ritchie.
Thank you. Dr. Wayne, thank you for the answers you've provided thus far. We talked about how the purchase of the virtual brick on the virtual wall, more specifically the website, how it will benefit the individual purchaser. Talked about how this will benefit the African American community at large and how it will benefit Wayne Pharmaceuticals. Can you, in that you have chosen to construct this facility right here in Cordele, Georgia, on Cordele, Georgia's west side, why Cordele? And how will this benefit the Cordele community in southwest Georgia?
Very good question. Well, Cordele has been selected for one particular reason and that has to do with some personal biases. I'm from Cordele, yes, so it's home.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I've always had a desire to come back and make a contribution to make things better here. What we've seen here in Cordele, Georgia, and many in Southwest Georgia, and communities like Cordele in Southwest Georgia, and not only in Southwest Georgia, and communities around the nation of similar size, is that communities have gradually seen reductions in population base. Industries have changed, jobs have gone away, and that has been exacerbated by the pandemic. But even before the pandemic, we had loss of jobs. So young people don't move to Cordele to get jobs. We've got good universities all around Cordele. We've got universities in Albany, Valdosta, Tifton, Macon. We're only 2 hours from Atlanta. So we got a host of good universities and universities right here in the Southwest Georgia area that train young people. But those young people are trained that they can't come back and get jobs in this area. So the pharmaceutical industry is one that can offer the types of jobs that will allow us to keep and recruit those young people in this community, but then also in the Southwest Georgia area. Young people that are in college or in university training to be engineers, researchers, pharmacists, doctors, marketing people, business management. All of those job skills are needed in the pharmaceutical industry. And I see that as an industry that will improve and recruit new types of skills sets and new professionals to this area. And what that would do is when they bring those people back and with those types of careers, they will bring new dollars to the area. They will buy homes. Okay? That will increase the tax base. The tax base will allow us to hire police officers, firemen, improve our schools, improve our roads. Okay? All of those create jobs, and that improves the quality of life for our local citizens. Okay? It does the same thing for the surrounding areas, as there will be people within 20, 25 miles that will commute to work from here in Southwest Georgia. So it will improve not only Cordele, Crisp County, but surrounding areas in Southwest Georgia. So I see many benefits as it relates to this community, but in the entire Southwest Georgia area.
Great. Now you have chosen, of all of the products in your product line, you've chosen to launch the aspirin first. Is there a reason for that? Why the manufacturing of the Dr. Wayne's aspirin as the first product of launch as it relates to this initiative?
Well, the aspirin has been around for decades, almost if not a century. Been around a long time. It's a tried and true over-the-counter product that's effective, but very inexpensive, and it works. It reduces the risk of strokes and heart attacks. And to me, because of the population base here, we suffer with a disproportionately high rate of strokes and heart attacks in all demographics here. Black, white, you name it, we have a very high rate of strokes and heart attacks, and even more so in the African American community. The 81 milligram aspirin is a very cost-effective way of kind of working to prevent a lot of those ailments. So many people around here are on a low-dose aspirin. Many of us have friends, relatives, who are over the age of 40 who are on a low-dose aspirin. So it works. It's cheap, it's inexpensive, but it's cost-effective, and it works. So utilizing the aspirin as our introductory product has worked for us. It has gotten us into the market. And this particular aspirin, our aspirin, is an enteric coated aspirin. In other words, it's got a coating that allows it to be easily consumed by the taker. It doesn't irritate the stomach. The coating prevents irritation to the stomach, as many times individuals can't take aspirin because it causes irritation. But that particular special coat prevents irritation to the stomach.
So it's with consideration of the local population that this is, that it
Exactly.
would make sense to launch this product in particular.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Well, we've had a robust discussion, and I want to certainly leave without, I want us to not leave with our viewing audience concerned or having questions about how they can purchase this brick. We've talked about it. We've seen the major benefits that it will have on the individual, again, and I'm stating this again, on the African American community, on Wayne Pharmaceuticals, and the local community, inclusive of Southwest Georgia. Tell us, how can we purchase the brick? I'm excited about purchasing my brick.
Good,
By
good,
the way,
good.
I want my name on a brick.
Yes, ma'am, we want your name on there also.
Maybe not at the $50,000 level.
Okay. Yes, good question, Dr. Ritchie. You can. I would encourage everyone to go to our website, Wayne Pharmaceuticals, and you can press the banner button that says "Buy a Brick," and that will take you right into the purchase levels. Or you can go to the top of the menu button, which says "Join Us." Select that button. That will also take you to the various purchase levels of the bricks, and you'll be able to select which one you want and add it to your cart. Checkout. It's just that simple. There's also a virtual wall button at the top of the menu that will give our viewers an opportunity to see what the name looks like on the brick. Okay, so again, go to our website at waynepharmaceuticals.com and look at the menu button, press that, or you can go to the top of the menu and select the Join Us button. So that's how you can get there and make your purchase and support Wayne Pharmaceuticals as we launch this historic initiative here in Cordele, Crisp County, Georgia.
And Dr. Wayne, I want to say, as the publisher of Indigo Life magazine, you have been one of our Indigo Life, Black Life treasures. And we always like to see what's happening in the lives of our treasures. And it's wonderful to see that you are continuing the good work right here in the local Cordele area and the impact that it will have on our global world. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for being with us today, Dr. Ritchie. Thank you for coming by and asking questions, some good questions for our viewing audience, and taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know you're very busy with a whole host of things, but you took your time out to be with us today. So today we conclude our show with, again, Dr. Ritchie, publisher of Indigo Life magazine. We've had a great discussion today, and we thank you for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Dr. Wayne, and have a great day.
I wanna be free. I wanna be me. I wanna be free to live.